Hello, everybody. Welcome to Healing with Nutrition. My name is Miranda Thompson, and I'm just so excited that you made the time to make it to this webinar today. So, if you don't mind, I'm just going to jump right into it and start sharing this information with you. So, who exactly is this webinar for? This is for women who are just struggling with their health and they don't know where to turn. If you're feeling overwhelmed with all of the nutritional options, exercise routines, and crash diets, then this is for you. So, in the next 60 minutes or so, I'm going to show you how to finally see results in your body without counting calories, taking crazy diet pills, or spending hours on the treadmill. So, I know this is what you're used to, and I'm going to show you a totally different direction. And you're going to know how to regain your energy and confidence that you might have been lacking. And you're going to know how to lose any extra weight that you've been carrying around. Maybe you've had this weight for years, and you're going to learn the secret to make it fall off. And you're going to know how to have that zest for life back. I know that it can just be so overwhelming with work and family and your husband, but you need to know how to have that zest for life back, how to exceed in your personal and in your professional life. And probably the most important thing of this entire webinar is learning how to heal yourself using the power of Mother Nature. And my promise to you is an action plan designed to get you real results. So I just want to get this out of the way real quick. There's absolutely nothing for sale on this webinar, but I do have a very cool gift for you. So if you just stick with me till the end, I will be showing that to you. So does any of this sound like you? Do you feel like you want to get healthy, but you just don't know how to begin or even where to look for answers? Have you been spending tons of time and money on diets and pills that just aren't even getting you real results? And do you secretly feel a lack of energy, motivation, and willpower regarding your health and life in general? And do you see other people with the body that you want, but you have absolutely no idea how they got it? Do you try to eat healthy foods, but eventually fail and binge eat on foods that you know you shouldn't be eating in the first place? And do you just seem to gain weight no matter how many calories you cut back on or how many hours you spend on the treadmill? And finally, do you struggle every day with the body that you have rather than the body that you want? I'm going to tell you something. That's not the real problem. The real problem is that you don't know the 5 secrets. And once you learn them, you will have a body that you love. You'll regain the drive to succeed not only in your career, but in your home life as well. You will have energy like you wouldn't believe. You will be able to do things that you want your body to do. Maybe you want to take up gardening or sports or just do something that you used to do in your past, but you can't necessarily do anymore. This is the time to regain that energy, that health, that confidence, and get back in there and do what you want to do. You will be eating the food that Mother Nature designed for you to be eating. And you will feel and just look years younger. I bet people are going to come up to you and be asking you your secret and trying to understand what you did. And you will understand why you felt so lost and confused all of this time regarding health and nutrition and what you should be eating. And you will know immediately whether or not a product is good for you. So the one thing that you need to know is that these 5 simple secrets are what you need to know in order to get the body of your dreams. And that's what this whole webinar is about. I'm going to walk you through exactly what those 5 secrets are today. But I just wanted to introduce you to myself for a little bit here. I am a holistic health coach. My passion is using holistic nutrition to change and empower professional women. So I started out in the position that most of you are currently in right now. I didn't know anything about nutrition. I was trying to eat the low-calorie packs because I was trying to be healthy, and I'd eat the little cheeses and stuff, and I just didn't really know what to look for in a food. I was just believing what everybody had taught me, yet I wasn't seeing any results. I couldn't make it through the day without taking a nap. I was like, I can't do it anymore. I was tired. I could see the weight gaining on my body, and I just didn't feel like I was performing at my best. But I started reading and I started learning about what whole foods are. and I really learned what nutrition is and why so many people are in the position that they're in. And my specialty is taking clients through a life-changing journey with the power of a plant-based diet. So I'm going to stop blabbing and we're going to get to the 5 secrets. So these are what you must understand in order to lose weight, regain your energy and confidence, and to get truly healthy. So I'm going to start walking you through them right now. So the first big secret is that whole foods can heal. So real food can heal you from the inside out. Big companies don't want you to know this because otherwise they can't sell you their Diet Coke and pharmaceuticals. Think about it. They are after people who will just spend money on their crappy products, and they're going to get sick because you're going to get sick eating these foods. These are not health foods. They are lacking nutrients, and so you're not going to be where you need to be. And then you're going to get sick, and then you're going to go to the doctor, and the doctor is going to give you pills to cover up whatever problem you may be experiencing, but it's not getting to the root of the issue, which is the food itself. The big companies care about their profits. They don't care if you're healthy. And the truth is that people have cured themselves from diseases, lost hundreds of pounds, and changed their life simply by changing their diet. As Hippocrates said, let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food. So, food is an absolutely vital part of our life. Everyone agrees with that. We need food in order to live. However, we were never really taught about food. Our school system let us down, and our family for that matter. Now, I'm not blaming your family or your parents or anyone. We just sort of learned what to do from what our parents did and looking at other people. And no one may have known this information. As the time went on, we just started eating more and more processed goods, and you just sort of went along with what you've grown up with, and you would eat the comfort foods that your mom had made for you when you were a younger child. And so the big companies saw this happen, and they put themselves in there. The public was left in the hands of big corporations with multi-billion-dollar budgets. They just convinced us that we should all cut down on calories and fats and buy their products, and we'll be beautiful forever. They're like, all right, I have the solution to all of your problems. All you have to do is buy this ABC, and you're going to be awesome. Just buy this. I promise it's low calorie, low fat, whatever. It's awesome. Just buy this. But the sad truth is there's no money in a cure. They don't want you to be healthy. If you're healthy, the big corporations can't sell you their products. Instead, you're going to be eating real foods that were grown from nature. And they can't profit off of nature like they can with foods that were made in a lab. So I'm going to show you a pretty powerful example of whole foods that healed. So meet Kris Carr. I never personally worked with her or met her, but she's just a huge inspiration to me, and I love her story, and I wanted to share it with you today. So Kris was diagnosed with an incurable stage 4 cancer when she was 31. At that point, they told her that she had a 10-year life diagnosis for when the cancer was going to kill her. And this was in 2003, so she is doing great. She decided to take matters into her own hands and make her life as best as she could. This means that she turned to real foods to help treat her cancer. She said that once they told her her diagnosis, she just knew instinctively what to do. She immediately left the doctor's office and she went to Whole Foods and started picking out foods that were grown from nature. She picked out carrots and broccoli and stuff like that. And her cancer is not completely cured. It is an incurable cancer. She is living a happy and healthy life. She is fighting her disease and she is winning. It is absolutely amazing. She made a documentary about her experience. She runs her own blog, has several books. Feel free to check her out. But she is an incredibly powerful example of whole foods are healing. And I know that if it can help her with cancer, it can help you with any issues that you might be having. So, on to the second secret. Yes, ladies, sugar is making you fat. It's not fat, it's not the calories, it is the sugar. So there are a few reasons why sugar is making you put on weight. The main reason is because fructose, which is in sugar, makes your brain leptin resistant. Leptin controls your fat storage. So I'm going to break this down a little bit for you. So imagine that you're eating an apple. When you eat an apple, that has glucose in it. Your body knows what to do with that. And so you eat it, the leptin goes there, and it's like, okay, we stored enough fat, we're full, we're good to go, you can stop eating. But when you switch that apple with a donut, the fructose just sort of frazzles your whole brain. So you're eating this, in your brain, your body is trying to store some fat. It's used to trying to store some fat, making sure that you have something in case you go without food for an extended period of time. And leptin's like, okay, normally it would be like, okay, we stored the fat, but the sugar gets in the way of that and it doesn't tell your brain. So you're just still hungry, you're still eating, you're storing excess fat. When the leptin is out of control, your body doesn't realize it's saved enough fat. So your brain thinks it's starving. It's like, give me more food. I need to save the fat for the winter. I'm scared. I need this fat. With the apple, it wouldn't do that, but with a donut, it would. This causes you to eat even more than you normally would. Your satiety hormone is not kicking in. You don't get that feeling of fullness. It's to the point where you're like, if I eat another bite, I'm just going to throw up. That is not normal. That's not the way your body works. It is frazzling all of those signals in your brain. So another problem with sugar is that it is incredibly addictive. And I know people don't feel like it's as addictive as other drugs and alcohol, things like that, but it is. It releases dopamine in your brain, which is the exact same hormone that drugs and alcohol release. And so this is an incredibly powerful addiction because unlike drugs and alcohol, you can give that up and be perfectly fine. You cannot give up food. And sugar is in a lot of things, so it is really hard to avoid. It's not only in cake, it's also in pizza, spaghetti sauce, yogurt, and so much more. They put this in everything. You have to seriously watch what you're eating. So you can prevent this by cutting out any excess processed sources of sugar. Rely on fruit to curb your sugar cravings. Just by cutting out sugar alone, you can lose inches off of your waist. So why is sugar in everything? Two reasons: marketing and addiction. The companies realize that people are so easily addicted to this food. There's so much money spent on sugar cereal, sugar drinks, and sugar-filled foods in the billions. This money is in the billions. These companies have the budget to constantly remind you of their products. You can't leave the house without seeing their advertisements. It's everywhere. It's on billboards. You see fast food restaurants everywhere. You see other people, and it's incredibly hard. Even going into a gas station, I went into Staples the other day and they had food. Gas stations used to just sell gas. Now they're filled with junk food. Everywhere you go, people are always selling you these candies. And these companies are getting people hooked right from the beginning and leading them to their products. If you see a lot of the infant formulas and toddler snacks and stuff like that, they are so filled with sugar. It is amazing. These companies know that if you addict a customer, you have a customer for life. This is the exact same thing that happened with the cigarette companies a while back. They knew that if they could get people hooked instantly, then they would have customers forever and they would be able to keep selling their products. So I'm going to show you this diagram here, which is showing you how much sugar Americans consume in a year. And it is about 130 pounds of sugar every year. People are literally eating their weight in sugar. This is how bad it is. And it is just incredible. We're going to move on to the third secret now, how you're going to be able to understand what foods have this incredible sugar amount and which don't. So ingredients matter. The next time you go to the grocery store and you want to pick up a box of cereal or something like that, I want you to turn it over and look at the ingredient list. This is something I do every single time I buy a product. I will not buy it if I don't know what's in it. And if you can't understand everything that is listed there, it's a good bet that it's processed and that it's not good for you. A lot of companies will advertise on the front that something's natural, but it's full of sugar and preservatives. That's why people are so easily confused when they go to the grocery store. They just listen to these claims on the front, but it's not actually telling you what's in it. Many brands use buzzwords such as organic, gluten-free, and whole grains to trick you into buying their products. Most of these claims have no real health benefit. They just simply sound nice. And even if it has words such as fat-free on it, the sugar or the food can still legally contain 0.5 grams of fat in it. It is amazing. This will add up. And so on the sugar content, many companies have fought those who are labeling their brands and stuff. And so when you see on the right-hand column, it normally says your daily value. Everything says that except for sugar because there's so much sugar in there. So what I want you to do is look at the ingredient list. The ingredients are listed in descending order of how much is in them. So the first few things that are listed make up the bulk of the product. And I truly believe that it is quality over quantity. I could care less about how many calories the food has. If it has an ingredient list, it probably has a lot of calories, so I'm not going to pick it up in the first place. It's all about the ingredients. Your best bet is simply to stick with whole foods that don't need an ingredient list. They don't need this. They don't have to tell you there's sugar and the high fructose corn syrup. But seriously, pay attention to what you're buying. If you can't recognize all of the things that are listed there, it's a good bet that you should not be buying it in the first place. So I want you to use the secret weapon. In the old way, all you needed to do was dramatically cut calories, join a gym, spend hours on the treadmill, take fat-burning pills, drink a ton of protein shakes, eat a low-fat diet, and step on your scale every day, and probably cry because you're realizing you're not losing weight and you're not getting healthy. So in the new way, you're going to get really healthy, you're going to lose weight, and you're going to see those amazing benefits that you're after. And in the new way, you only have to do two things. You have to eat real food that was grown in nature, and you have to move your body. I know a lot of people aren't huge fans of exercise, and that's understandable. I understand why people don't want to go to the gym and just spend hours there every day. But I'm talking about moving your body in a fun way. Maybe you want to take a new dance class. Maybe you love hiking or you're a yoga fanatic. I want you to do things that you enjoy and get your body moving. Your body will do amazing things when it's exercised. And even if you haven't done this in years, you can begin by just taking walks around your neighborhood. So, the new way. We were just never designed to eat 1,000-calorie pizzas, artificially flavored foods, and tablespoons of sugar on a daily basis. Our bodies are still used to the way that our ancestors lived. They were used to the feast and the famine. That's why we have such a problem when we're eating so much food. Our body's always trying to store for the winter. It's trying to protect us. And so when you cut calories and stuff like that, your body's panicking. It's like, this is the winter. And so it slows down your metabolism and you hold on to all of that excess fat. This is not the way that things were supposed to be working, and we're not supposed to be eating these foods. So when you get off of this path, your body won't be able to function properly. You will gain weight because of the excess sugar and calories. Getting a fast food meal can easily go over 2,000 calories. I know I said I don't really care about calories. I only care about them when they're coming from Whole Foods. I I care that you're getting enough. But when you go to these fast food places, you can easily go overboard and be eating way more than you should be. And your brain won't be getting the necessary nutrients it needs to work at optimal function. This means that you can't succeed at work or home. You won't have the energy, the motivation, the drive. This is where that brain fog comes in, and you can't be working as well as you should be. However, this can all be fixed. If you decide to return to nature, you will see results in your life and in your body that you never thought possible. So when I'm speaking of this incredible real food, I'm talking about real food that are things that are grown from nature. Fruits, vegetables, grains, nuts, seeds. Meat should be eaten sparingly, if at all. I personally don't eat meat. I think it's horrible. I'm not a fan of the animal abuse that goes into it, and so I don't eat it. But even if you do decide to eat it, it should be very, very sparingly. And I do not advise eating dairy at all. There are quite a few reasons for this. A few of them is that your body has an alkaline pH of about 7.35, and dairy is very, very acidic in your body. If your body is too acidic, your body takes calcium from your bones to protect itself. So this is how osteoporosis is formed. Your body's super acidic. Your body's like, I have to protect myself. I have to protect the bones. So it takes the calcium from the bones, which is a great buffer, and it sits there between the acid and between your bones. So you're taking all the calcium out, so you're getting very weak. This is why people are getting osteoporosis when they've been drinking dairy their whole life. I promise you, it is just a marketing scheme. You can get calcium from many other options besides dairy. You do not need it. It's also likely to be full of hormones, pus, and mucus. I know that they recently got rid of the bovine growth hormone, which is absolutely great. Still a lot more work to be done. There are tons of antibiotics and other stuff in there designed to keep these cows healthy because they're in a horrible environment. Their bodies aren't healthy. They're not going to be offering you a healthy product, let alone the pus and mucus that goes in there when they pump the stuff out of the cow. These are machines. The machines don't really know too well when the cow's out of milk, so they just keep pumping and pumping and pumping, and the cow's udders get raw, and you're getting pus and mucus in your milk. And a huge reason why you shouldn't be eating dairy if you're trying to lose weight is that dairy is designed to grow an infant calf into a full-grown cow. It is designed for growth. Let that sink in. You are not a cow. You should not be drinking cow's milk. Every mama is supposed to feed their baby, and you should not be a part of that chain. This is horrible for losing weight because it is designed to get a little baby into a huge thing. So if you want to do yourself a favor and lose some weight, cut out dairy right now. I know cheese is delicious, but you can do it. There are so many alternatives. You can look for almond milk, soy milk, stuff like that, and just choose different options. They're way better for you. So I'm going to explain a little bit why your past diets have failed. And so when people want to lose weight, they immediately start looking for cutting calories. And I really do not think cutting calories is in any way a solution to weight loss. May work temporarily, but your body's going to freak out and think it's in a famine and slow down your metabolism, like I mentioned before. We're still in the time of feast and famine in our body's mind. So when you do this, you're going to freak everything out and upset what's going on in your body. It needs just a constant stream of food. It does not need you to cut calories dramatically and then binge eat a few days later. That's just going to set you back incredibly far. So I'm also not a fan of low fat either. We all need fats to be healthy. It's just all about eating the right kinds of fats and in reasonable proportions. I'm not talking about 100% of your diet coming from fat, but I'm talking about you're eating avocados, you're eating almonds and stuff like that. You're eating it from good sources instead of eating all of that other crap that they have out there. And the Atkins diet. I don't really mind cutting down on carbs. Like, I'm not a huge fan of bread or anything like that. But the Atkins diet is just full of processed foods. I looked at what they're selling. They're selling you pizza and bread and stuff like that, which is naturally high in carbs, which actually break down into sugar in your body. And the ingredient lists are horrible. They're feeding you crap. Yes, you're going to lose a little bit of weight because you're cutting down on carbohydrates, which is what your body runs on, but you're just eating crap. You're going to have a total lack of nutrients because the food they're feeding you is horrible. And Weight Watchers does the same thing too. They just stick their points on big companies who can afford to buy their stamp of approval. Now, I'm not saying this happens every single time, but it's a lot of things. I've seen the stuff that Weight Watchers is promoting and stuff like that, and I really don't agree with what they're promoting to women and stuff like that. It's pretty awful. So I'm not a big fan of any of those things, any big diets, stuff like that they're advertising on TV where they give you the prepackaged meals. Just stay away from them. They're not good for you. So when I'm talking about all of this Whole Foods and stuff, I know that people are not too thrilled. They're not going to be super excited to be eating a bunch of broccoli and fruit, and they think that they're going to be stuck eating salads all day. But you must know that you can solve any problems that you may be experiencing right now with Whole Foods. And you can make food good for you, and it doesn't have to be bland and it doesn't have to be sad. You just have to learn how to cook it and how to make it and prepare it in a way that you enjoy it. Learning to cook and making your own meals is the greatest way to find foods that you truly enjoy. And if you live in a big city, I promise you that there are all kinds of restaurants and stuff that will be feeding you organic, that will be feeding you whole foods that you enjoy. Look up recipes. Enjoy this experience. Find things that you want to make. If you're having problems and you've only eaten fast food, then maybe try looking up other options. If you love cheeseburgers, find different options for cheeseburgers. There are so many recipes out there available online of people making classic foods into a more healthier way, and it won't taste the same, but it will be so much better for you, and you will feel so much better, and it will be great. And no single diet fits everyone, and you should experiment until you find what works for you. I know a lot of people do well on high carb. I know a lot of people do well on this and this and that. That's fine. Just find what works best for you and your body. I know that my body changes with the season, and I'm craving different foods, and I go through periods of where I really need a food and then where I really don't like it. So it's all up to you. And eating real food doesn't mean that you have to be perfect either. You're still allowed to enjoy yourself and your life. That doesn't mean that you can't ever have ice cream or cakes or cookies ever again. You can just find healthier options and limit them in moderation. If you return to Whole Foods, you will not be craving this stuff that they are advertising to you all the time. I promise. And so finally, I want you to invest in your health. So it is time that you stop going for the $5 sandwiches and soda combos. You need to spend your money on great food today so that you can prevent hospital bills in the future. This means going all out. This means going for whole foods that were grown with love. Pick out organic produce and learn to cook it yourself rather than relying on greasy fast food. A lot of people are worried about the time. You can easily make this stuff at night before you go to bed. Take it with you for lunch the next day. You can have leftovers, make big meals, set aside one day a week, and just start making all of this food and then pre-proportion it for yourself so that it is healthy, fast food. You can easily learn to do all of this stuff and work it into your schedule. You just have to sort of make it a game and put some effort into it. And you should also invest in a mentor. Mentoring brings two things. That is new ideas and accountability. A mentor is the difference between going on a diet and changing your life. I know that you've gone on diets before, probably by yourself, and you just sort of gave up halfway through and you didn't have anyone to hold you accountable. You just sort of fell through. A mentor is there to get you from point A to point B. It's there to help you with the body that you have and get it to the body that you want. Right now, there are new ideas in your head that would not have been there if you did not make the time for this webinar. You need to make time for your health and for a mentor who can take you where you need to go. So today, I promise you, you will learn how to finally see results in your body without counting calories, taking crazy diet pills, or spending hours on the treadmill. And you learned how to regain your energy and confidence that you might have been lacking. And you know how to lose any extra weight that you've been carrying around, cutting out sugar, cutting out dairy, cutting out these processed foods that are heavy in calories. And you learn to have that zest for life back and get rid of that mental fog and stuff by feeding your brain the nutrients that it needs. And most importantly, how to heal yourself using the power of Mother Nature. So as a quick review, whole foods can heal, sugar is making you fat, ingredients matter, use the secret weapon, and invest in your health. These 5 secrets alone are enough to change your life and your body. So now you have a choice. I have set aside some time the next week to speak to you personally about you can begin applying these principles into your life starting today. And this call is absolutely free. I want to help people. I want to make a difference in women's lives. So who exactly is this for? Who am I looking to talk to? I have a strict set of rules about who I'm looking to talk to. I'm looking for people who are absolutely committed to improving their health without looking for any magic pill. I'm not looking for the people who are just looking for the quick way out. This is changing your life. This is making a huge difference. This will add years to your life, lose pounds, it will be awesome. But you must be willing to change your life and perhaps go out of your comfort zone. I'm looking for people who are dedicated to making changes that will last a lifetime. This is not like all the times before where you may have done well for a month or two and then crashed and burned a month later. This is life-changing. So why exactly am I doing this? On the call, I'm here to help you get total clarity about exactly where you want your health to be and the exact steps you should take to achieve your goals. Like I said, I'm here to help you get your dream body. I want to see women be healthy and break away from the crowd and stop doing what everybody else talks about. You're going to achieve real health. And if you want me to help you, and if I think it's a good fit, I may invite you to become one of the new clients I'll take on this month. So this is really important because I only work with a select few group of clients, but my specialty is getting those clients results. I firmly believe in a 100% success rate. This is not like those TV programs where you just buy the food, they leave you alone, they got your money, and then they're gone. I am here to make sure that you succeed. That's the whole point. I operate with total integrity. I am here to make sure that my rules and what I'm saying to you are implemented and that they work. I am here to make sure that when you change and upgrade your diet, you're doing it permanently. This is not like those other times. So, if we work together, my curriculum is designed to get you results from the first week we work together. It's a 7-week program, and it immediately starts off with you making quick and lasting changes to your diet so that you can achieve your goals. And I expect you to begin noticing a change in your body within the first few days of the program. And if I'm being honest, I would say that you can probably expect stuff in the very first day. It doesn't take much for our body to regain that energy again. Yes, this is a long-term process, but even the first day when you're eating whole foods, you will feel great. So click below. Like I said, spaces are very limited. I only work with a very select few group of people. So sign up now. All you have to do is follow this link, put it in your browser, sign up, schedule a call, and we will get together and we will talk and see how to help. I'm very excited to talk to you, so get on there now, and thanks for attending this webinar.